question number 6, we have a lot of things going on, so we need to make sure we have a concise way of dealing with this, and we're also separating out our x's and y transformations. So I'm going to look inside the f of x notation to make sure that I have all my x transformations, and I'm also going to make note of everything on the outside, which is going to represent my y transformations. So I'm going to start with a change in y. My new y is going to be calculated by, the first thing is I'm going to apply the negative and then the plus. So I have negative and then plus 1. And I can then just use this to get my new y coordinates. So I'm just going to flip it and add 1 to everything in the y column. So negative and flip and add 1. So I end up back at positive 1. I flip and add 1, so I'm at negative 2. 3 flipped, add 1 is negative 2. Negative 3 flipped is positive 3, plus 1 is plus 4. So those are all my y transformations. And notice I'm doing that separately from my x's. I'm then going to take a look at my x transformations. Now, what I see in my notation is exactly opposite and in the opposite order that I need to do my x transformation. So my notation looks like this. Negative, this is how I get to the other x. It's going to be negative x plus 2. So the notation is opposite. So I need to do the exact opposite of what I'm doing here. So I'm going to undo this calculation. So I'm going to apply my negative here. And then I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And this is how I'm going to get from my old x to my new x. So the notation is exactly opposite. So I undo this algebraically. And I end up with this expression. I end up flipping. I'm going to do my flip first and then subtract 2. So I'm going to flip that to positive 8, subtract 2, flip that to positive 5, subtract 2. So it's going to be positive 6 here. So positive 5 subtract 2 is 3, positive 2 subtract 2, negative 2 subtract 2, negative 5 subtract 2. So those all represent my new coordinates. I now can establish my transformed function. So I'm going to end up at 6 and 1, 3, negative 2, 0, negative 2, negative 4, positive 4 up here, negative 7, positive 4, and then this gives me my new picture. If I connect these dots, I can see that the old graph there has been flipped and shifted, and also there's some x transformations going on there as well. It's been horizontally flipped and shifted as well.